Alexa Bliss recently appeared on WWE television, but you didn't notice it. In this video, I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm actually going to show you a photo of Alexa Bliss on Monday Night Raw, and it wasn't in the crowd or anything like that. She was legitimately on the show. Alexa Bliss is someone that has been on the hearts and minds of a lot of fans out there for over a year now, because we have not seen Alexa Bliss on WWE television since January of 2023, and oh, how things have changed for Alexa Bliss and WWE. Because Alexa Bliss, she became a mother. And that is what has caused her to miss so much time on WWE television. Because if you look at where Alexa Bliss was at the last time we saw her to where we are now, things have changed in so many ways. In a lot of ways good, and also a bad. Because in late 2022, WWE started doing more teases about getting Alexa Bliss, Bray Wyatt back together. Of course, they, as Alexa Bliss and The Fiend, in 2020 into 2021, they were paired at the hip on Monday Night Raw, and then Alexa Bliss turned on Bray Wyatt and his WrestleMania match against Randy Orton at WrestleMania 37, right? And so then they split off. Bray was taken off TV. He was released, and then he returned back to WWE. And then when Bray was on SmackDown, he was doing his own thing. We had the old Alexa Bliss, and it was a lot of start and stop pushes. And it was frustrating for a lot of fans, including myself. And so when they started getting paired back together, when we started seeing those teases, when they started teasing, okay, Uncle Howdy has something for Alexa Bliss, like, what are we doing? And then January, Royal Rumble, last TV appearance for Alexa Bliss, and she was essentially taken from Uncle Howdy and Bray Wyatt, right? And so the idea was she's going to take time off, she's going to come back, and we're going to get the pairing. But unfortunately, Bray Wyatt was pulled from television, and we lost the late great Bray Wyatt in August of 2023. Now, WWE, they're bringing back Uncle Howdy. They're bringing back Bo Dallas. And a lot of people have been wondering, would Alexa Bliss be part of this faction? Would she be part of this group? She has history with them. Why not, right? And we know that she's also training to return to in-ring action. We just don't know when, right? And so that leads us to today's video. Now, I am talking about the May 27th episode of Monday Night Raw, just to be clear. It's not clickbait. So, Sheamus was cutting a promo in the ring during the show on Ludwig Kaiser, and Kaiser appeared on the big screen and had some words for Sheamus. So Sheamus decided to walk to the backstage area. Once Sheamus walked by the gorilla position, you could actually see a woman standing because it was dark and the camera was moving with Sheamus, so you could barely see her face. Of course, fans, they noticed everything, and they picked up on the fact that the pants that this woman was wearing was pretty similar and had a similar pattern to the ones that Bray Wyatt used to wear as The Fiend. Now, of course, WWE, they've been doing a lot of Easter eggs during backstage segments and airing QR codes. So this could be another one, but it also adds fuel to the fire that Bliss is going to be involved in Uncle Howdy's stable. Okay? So, as you can see, here is the photo. Now, let's get back to the potential of Alexa Bliss returning to WWE television, not being the Alexa Bliss that we last saw, and really the gimmick that she's portrayed over the last few years outside of a female version of The Fiend in 2020 and 2021. I thought that was the case because PW Insider, they had came out with a report about a month ago that listed off a bunch of stablemates. Your Eric Rowans, your Dexter Lumises, your Nikki Crosses, and I feel like I'm missing one other. And they were going to be part of Uncle Howdy's new faction, whether it's the Wyatt Six or whatever you want to call this faction. But Alexa Bliss was not in that. Now, can plans change? Well, of course they can. I mean, we're not into the era of a Vince McMahon where they're literally changing on a daily, sometimes hourly basis by any means, but things change a lot. That's okay. And so with Triple H, could he pivot towards having Alexa Bliss being paired with Uncle Howdy and this faction? Sure. Would it make a lot of sense? Yes. I do fear, though, that it's a little bit of a rehash. And in all honesty, I fear that this is a rehash for all of these people, because you are trying to draw from Bray Wyatt and he's gone. You can't replicate what he did, right? And a lot of people, I think they romanticize The Fiend, but in a lot of ways, and granted it's under different booking, but The Fiend, it sucked in a lot of ways as well. Like the Firefly Funhouse segments, great. His entrance, great. His matches were god-awful, though. They were god-awful. Does anyone remember the 2019 Hell in a Cell match with him and Seth Rollins? Where Seth tried to smash him with a giant mallet, and so they called for, like, the match to be off? That was bad. Do I have hope that because it is under a Triple H-led creative, that this idea for a Uncle Howdy character will be different from what he did with Bray, a better version? Because I say that not to be disrespectful to the late great Bray Wyatt, but I say that because, like, you can't rehash it and it just be identical to what they were doing, right? Because you're losing a missing link, because the Uncle Howdy was that alter ego of Bray Wyatt, right? Bray Wyatt, he came back. He wanted to show the fans that, hey, he's an emotional guy. He wears his heart on his sleeves. He cares. He's just like you. But at the same time, there's also this inner demon in him. And that's Uncle Howdy. And Uncle Howdy will show up physically, not just in his mind. And if you don't have Bray Wyatt to play off of, because he's gone, how do you do that? It looks like Alexa Bliss is going to be paired with this character. It looks like Alexa Bliss is going to be paired with this group. It will be very, very interesting to see what they do with her, what they do with Uncle Howdy, and everything like that. Hey, if y'all did not know, we are selling merch. So if you're looking for some pretty cool pro wrestling merch, I highly recommend you go down in the description below and check out our store. We got a bunch of promos codes, get you some nice deals, whether that be 25% off or free shipping. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, and I will see each and every one of you in the next video. Thank you so much for your support.